So my name is Jade. My major is biomedical engineering. I am a forward, specifically the 9 on the women's soccer team. And I'm not local, I'm actually from Southern California, Temecula to be specific. Quite enjoy it there, but yeah, that's pretty much it about me. Also, I'm a 3rd year, so this is going into my 4th this fall, and the end of our spring season is coming up, so that'll be the completion of my 3rd year. And yeah, that's about it on my background, I believe.
That's so cool. Thank you so much for sharing, Jade. I really appreciate your time. Can you tell me a little bit about why you decided to come to ULP?
Yeah, so particularly soccer was a huge one. I know I went to play D1, so it was all about the schools that are reaching out to me, where could I see myself. I knew I wanted to stay in California. The weather is kind of unbeatable here, even though it's kind of rainy today. Usually it's nice and warm. So I knew I wanted to stay not too far from my parents, just in case. And then also, major was super important. I've kind of had this idea of what I wanted to do with my career for a hot minute, so making sure that they had something that will kind of feed me into that medical field was really important for me. But yeah, overall, I think the recruiting process was #1. How the coaches approached me at the time. I think I was a sophomore, going into sophomore year of high school, and so I was just really excited to come and play. And you know, they gave their spiel. They talked about Pacific, and it turns out that my cousin had actually gone here before, so that was really nice. We never ended up crossing paths. She's a bit older than me. But just having that connection is pretty good.
So when you crossed paths, did you have an idea what the campus would be like here because of that?
I didn't really get to ask her before the coaches kind of brought me up and I did my unofficial. And honestly, I love the campus. I think it's really beautiful. It's small. That was also another big factor. I think something about Pacific that I really liked was the size, in addition to the campus and their soccer program. Having an environment where I can have clear communication with my professors and my coaches if need be, and just to have those interpersonal connections with the people that you see on a day-to-day was very important to me. So I think that was a good thing. And then I do love the campus. I got to see it on a couple of visits and a few games that I came to see, so that was good.
That's excellent. Have you ever been involved with the BSS as well?
I haven't really had the opportunity as much. Over COVID, it was a little bit easier to attend a few Zooms because it was all online. But something about being in person and having to run from practice to classes to meetings to office hours keeps you really busy. But I mean, I would still love to have that connection with Black students here. So
cool. I was wondering, as a female student here, and you're studying biomedical, which is huge, and then a very opposite end, you're doing athletics.
Yeah.
Have you experienced anything in the way, biases or positive, doesn't matter, negative, positive,
Both, really. I think that's the thing. I think there's a lot of positives in the challenges that you face. So already being a woman in STEM is difficult, but it's an opportunity to prove yourself, and I think a lot of the time you will have kind of a spotlight on you. And in those moments, I think this is where kind of that athletic mentality has helped me. Instead of crumbling under pressure, you get to prove how much better you were than before, how much improvement you've made, whether you failed in the past. I know I haven't had perfect grades or times and tests in class and stuff, but I know that I've gotten here and I persevered. In terms of biases, I mean, especially being a Black woman, you're going to face that everywhere, on the field, in the classroom. You might look around, you might not see anyone like you. I think the only other Black person on my team is my keeper. So that, coming in, I already saw that, but it wasn't really about I'm the only one. It's about how can I use my connections outside of my background and my experience, and bring that into our culture and kind of have that interplay with my teammates and how I represent myself, which sounds great, but it is a lot of pressure. And I will say that's one of the big challenges of being a woman in STEM, being a Black woman, being a student athlete in the classroom, like in an engineering program. It's, especially biomedical engineering, it's very dense. And I just often feel pressure to prove myself that I can do a lot more than just kick a ball and be on the field. And then there's that pressure of being a woman, because I want to prove that women can do it. Sometimes I'm not sure if I can, but because I am a woman, I must persevere. So it's good pressure. I think it is good pressure. So there's positives in what may seem like a negative, because it's built my character and really who I am. So I kind of surround my identity around all those things that may seem like challenges.
You know, I could listen to you forever. I think you're phenomenal, and you are achieving and breaking barriers without realizing it. If you had a quote to share with somebody, maybe something that's encouraged you or something that you created and shared with others, what would it be?
Something that my teammate actually just talked to me about today was a quote. I believe it's by John Wooden, and it's, "Things work out best for the people that make the best out of things." Something along those lines. I know it's not perfect, but I think really what spoke to me is the idea that life will come at you, but it's what you do with that, because there's, like we talked about, challenges from every field that you'll experience, whether that's athletic life, academic, personal. There'll be a couple curveballs, but what you do with it, what you make of it, is what you'll experience. So I think that's a bit of perspective for me to kind of always kind of walk with my chin up and walk graciously throughout even my toughest trials and tribulations.
Thank you so much for that.
Yeah.
I appreciate your time.
Yeah.